What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team, Arkatech Beatz, man. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D, man. We're doing the music production tutorials tonight, doing a live stream. It's approximately 10:37. It's late. It's late on a Tuesday night. Try to get on a little earlier, but you know how it go. Anyhow, if it's your first time here, make sure that you are like, comment, and subscribe and follow. And we try to get together and try to basically build some music on this Akai MPC X SE. We're basically a sample base. We're going to do some samples tonight. I don't know what sample I'm actually going to use. You know, samples are courtesy of Splice. Make sure that you are grabbing your samples out of Splice, royalty free. So right now, I'm just going to try to build something. Like I said, if it's your first time here, make sure you like, commenting, and subscribing. All that stuff helps the algorithm, of course. So forth and so on. I think I want to mess with a tempo today. My brain says about 75. That's what I'm on tonight. And I'm going to go through my Splice samples. Go through my Splice by BPMs, and I'm gonna go to 75, and I'm gonna pick something randomly. I don't really know what I'm gonna work on tonight. I'm just trying to build something, so I'm gonna probably load up a few samples at this tempo, and then we're gonna get busy from there. Let me try that. See what that sound like. Doesn't make it seem like it's cutting off to me. That's so strange. We're gonna keep searching. Like it sounded like something, but kind of like that. Boy Swagger, what up? They said there's content creators on YouTube getting strikes lately. Yo, it depends on your source, right? If you're using Splice, you got licenses, so you're good, right? So you just dispute it and you're good to go. I have yet to lose a dispute with any of that. You know what I'm saying? I just submit my disputes and I'm good. And I've done well over 150 videos with Splice samples. So you're gonna get people that try to claim it, but depending on your source, And you remember too, Who Sampled was just acquired by Spotify, right? Or they partnered or something. So you know, you're gonna start seeing you're gonna start seeing an uptick in that, because Who Sampled is gonna start supplying a lot of that sample information that was being kind of kept under the rug. So a lot of these guys who weren't clearing samples, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of these guys that like that slow boom bap who weren't clearing samples, they're gonna start feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, the reality of the situation is like this, man, and I've been preaching it since day one, since I get on here. If you're gonna be a sample based guy, you gotta use samples that you can clear. And that's really the you know, people think they can chop their way to sample clearance, you know, chop your way, truncate, you know, like that really makes your work a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Using those type of samples that you have to now hide. It was cool when it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Now you know you don't have to do that. You could just use royalty free stuff. You know what I mean? Just make sure you got your licenses. You should be good to go. Taz, what up? Voice and everything is real ill. vibe to it. Add a tambourine real quick. Let's try it again. Slow on the draw. No, I don't list any information with the splice sample information. If I wind up getting what we would call, say for example, like our channel is monetized, etc. It'll say, hey, this video can't be monetized. It got copyrighted material. I'll go look and see what is copyright, what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're saying, say for example, they're gonna say that this sample is copywritten or something, whatever. It may take a few days, whatever. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna just find the sample in Splice, download the license, and then I upload the license to a Google Drive, and then I have a video on it. There's a video on the channel that shows people how to dispute it, and then I use ChatGPT to extract the data, and then I create I'll say, hey, this is licensed by Splice. Here goes the terms of service. Here goes the link. Here goes the link to the license itself on the Google Drive. And then they say, hey, we're able to use it. And typically what will happen is the people who are on the other side will respond to it and release it because you got the proof. Or, 30 days will go by and then it'll come off and then you'll get all the bread back anyway. So truth be told, it's like a lot of people you got bad actors right now that are claiming these records, dog. That's what you're not realizing. When a lot of the times, the stuff that's being copyright claimed, when you go to check on the artist that actually claiming it, they're not doing nothing to the record. It's just the record it's just them looping up the record and putting like 2 hi-hats on it and then trying to say that it's their record and trying to upload it to a DSP. It's really just a hustle. And they're hoping that you won't dispute it so that you can lose all your YouTube revenue to them. Is the TikTok working? No, it's revoked. I reached out to my folks in the I joined a creator network. You know what I'm saying? Like my TikTok is working, but it's not working. So like if I use it, in order for me to use it, I have to set up a separate computer to do that. But because I'm trying to set up everything now for the community, that's it's almost done. The situation with that is that using the other computer kind of impedes me working on a lot of the stuff that I use for my admin. So when I can stream on all platforms, it'll give me a license once a week, and then it'll revoke it. So I'm working with some folks to just get me a permanent stream key, but you have to be part of a creator group in order to do that. And I just joined the network, so just waiting for them folks to get back to me. And I can use my phone, but I just don't know if if you guys will hear all of the audio the way you're normally used to hearing it. So I gotta figure that out. Your TikTok just wants you on their platform, man. They don't want you to multi-stream. And folks want you to be handcuffed to their platform. And then when you handcuff, you can't do nothing. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. We had the snare in here real quick. What? Be safe, my brother. Let's go. crazy. Ill. Let's go. Chad, I need a name for the beat. Let's go. Guys, don't worry about the Nightbot, man. That filter is sounding mean, like mean old green.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to everybody that's in the live. I just like this groove, man. I like this groove, man. How do you stretch out the melody? It's not necessarily stretching out. It's a long loop. It's about 8 bars. Anthony, what up? would do if we want to make it 8 bars, we would go here, we would double it, and then we would go into the arrangement, and then we would just erase this second. You see this second iteration of where the beat triggers. You could just delete that, right? Just cut it out, and that will make it 8 bars. Yeah, we definitely got to match the tempo, man. If we're not matching the tempo here, then you're going to have a whole host of problems. You know what I'm saying? So at least when we do the beat sync and we do the warp and we match the tempo with the BPMs, this is the one thing we talk about when we're using royalty samples. Now, remember, that all comes with the BPMs. So, you know, you don't have to really go through the whole tap tempo thing like we used to do. Make sure it loops properly, then put in your tempo, so forth and so on. I mean, of course, you can always figure out your tempo if you got something that doesn't have the tempo on it. But that's what makes it easier. And because remember, what you also want to be able to do is you also want to be able to slow it down without it coming off of the grid. So you wouldn't stay on if it wasn't being able to be warped and if it wasn't BPM synced, right? So this gives us the opportunity to kind of play around, man, because what we're looking for is the groove. You know what I mean? So right now, 75 sounds and feels nice. You know what I mean? Like, it feels nice. Sometimes you can play up a little bit to maybe about 76 or 78. But right now it just feels nice, you know what I mean? So it puts us in a realm where people who don't rap too slow or don't rap too fast can kind of get onto it. And that's another reason why we tried not to make the drum pattern too busy. Because remember what's happening too is you got a lot of boom bap guys who are not even rapping on drums right now, right? That's the big thing now. The guys are not even rapping on drums. So, like, when they're hearing drums, they're like, oh, my God, it got drums. You know what I mean? Like, what? You got guys that would just rap on it just like that without no drums. And I think that's also, like you said, that it controls the note. And it controls the note, it controls the tempo, and then if I pitch it, it stays there. Like, you know, these are things that we never had, man. I try to tell people, like, we didn't have all of this stuff when we were making these records back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, you had to really like you would be lucky if your music was on key. Because you tuned up your samples just for it to loop. You weren't worried about key and pitch, you know what I'm saying? And then if you wanted to add instruments, then you had to key and pitch your sound modules by ear to get it to sound like in key. What I don't want to do is I don't want to go run and get a live 3 because I do want the joint with the pads. I don't want to run and get it. I want the X to come out. I want there has to be a big body to the live 3. So I seen some pictures floating around for the NAMM conference. So, you know, once that joint is official, then we be talking about that. So time for upgrade for that. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. What should we name this? My man said name this joint Long Mornings. That sounds like a pause moment. A long moment, man. I kind of like it. But chat, man, tell me what we should name the beat. that's going to basically be the 8 bars that we're gonna do. We're gonna designate that as the hook, just for, you know, ish and giggles. We're gonna designate that as the hook, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this sequence, and we're gonna designate this as the verse. And I guess what we'll do with the verse is we'll make it 12 bars. So what we'll do is we'll double this up, and then we'll bring this down to 12. And the way we'll do the arrangement is this. We'll make it trigger, or what we'll do is we'll go in here. We're going to delete this second trigger at the 8-bar loop. So we'll cut that out. We'll make it trigger on the 1 and on the 5, and then let it play the sample play out for the next 8 bars. And then we'll get a 12-bar loop out of it. All right, 3, 2, 1, ready? Now this one will play for 8 bars. Part of me wants to do it old school, which would be, you know, we could always separate the samples, but I kind of like the way that this, filter is actually sounding. So I may just run it. That's the singing that's on the track, but there are individual parts to it. I probably can go in and find those parts. Let me try going into by BPMs, and then this one was SLS. Let's try that. BPMs, SLS. Richie Mays, what up? If you wanted to break it up, here go the parts here. Feelings change from the feelings change. That's it. I like it all together. You know what? Let's use the MPC stem separator. Let's do that. Just for issues and giggles, right? For people who say, hey, just use the stem separator that's already in the unit. Let's do that, right? Let's do that just for the sake of separating the stems. Let's see what it gives us. Richie Mays, what up? Nice to see you, brother. We're on, I see you on Facebook. We are streaming to all platforms except TikTok today. And TikTok has, fizzled my last nerve. But we're making it work. We're making it work. So we're going to do what we do, make it do what it does. Shout out to everybody that's following us. Make sure y'all check out that Cody on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We dropped the second record out there real quick. You know what I mean? Stuff floating around. Says, how much do I want for the beat? Anthony, hit me with a DM, bro. It varies. Yeah, it's better altogether to me. To me, it just sounds more cohesive to me. It just sounds. Sometimes you'll have a loop that has all of the elements that just sound good together. But I want to use a stem separator to separate it. Let's see what we get. Let's see what it does. That's the whole point of this thing, is to experiment, see what's out here. You know what I mean? Like, let's experiment. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it sounds like. It's gonna be a little bit of a lag because we're doing all of these platforms at the same time. YouTube look like it might be a little bit better, and then we're on Instagram. Definitely has a lag or a delay of some sort. I can't put my finger on it. Rick on TikTok, man. Rick is on TikTok, man. So you gotta let Rick do Rick. Shout out to Rick though. See, it's missing some of those nuances. It's all right. It's just all right. It's missing some artifacts, but not many. Oh, here goes the second part of it. Here it goes. Or it might be the bass. Yeah. So these two would have to be combined. So what it did is it really separated like a different frequency out of the main vocal, which is interesting. Normally it would be just in one part, but it separated into two. So, that is telling. So let's see let's see what we can do with that. I'm not promising anything, but we're gonna try something. So what we'll do is we'll take that, and then we'll take that part of the vocal, and then we're gonna go to the next layer, and then layer that other part that was kind of nuanced, that wasn't coming through. And that was this part. So when you trigger it, it'll play it all together. mix up at 75. We should be good. So if we want to take the sample, we could probably play them all together like this. The other one sounded better. So, you know, we're going to leave it the way that it is. Still need a name for the beat, chat.
Arkatech.
Arkansas, what up? Make sure that we're liking and commenting and saving and liking the live. That really is kind of crazy, especially the way that it changes at the end. Like that's really dope. You know what I mean? Like, and then also what I also like, low key, is I like the horn section. Like that is like real good instrumentation. Sometimes you get a good sample, man. When you get a good sample, you get a good sample, right? Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Chat. Give me a name for the beat. Let's go. My man said name it Long Mornings. Is there any other name in the chat? Let me see. Y'all slow on the draw tonight. The baseline is going crazy. It's going stupid. And then when I filter it, it's the thing about it is that it sounds so good that when I filter it, it's like prominent. Like, and normally filters don't do that. It's still clean. Boss moves like that. Diane, what up? He says awakening morning. What that mean? Rich, you gotta watch where you're walking at. Our age, you ain't gonna stub you till you're gonna break it. What wakes you up in the morning? That was the question. Boss moves. Yeah. I feel you. I'm telling you, it's crazy. That's really a live one right there. It's really crazy, man. You know, shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all jumping into the live. Appreciate y'all supporting the lives. So much is going to occur in the next few weeks. You know, I just need y'all to stay tuned, man, and just continue to do what y'all are doing. So much will occur in the next few weeks, man. I cannot, I can barely contain myself. But so much will occur. We will have to continue to do what we do in order to make sure that we can continue to move as we move. But we also got to pay attention to current events and what's going on. You see, Warner and Suno just made a deal. All of the labels are going to make a deal, bro. The lawsuits is all smoke and mirrors against Suno and AI. It's all smoke and mirrors. All they want to do is they want to be able to license the likenesses of, not the likenesses, but not so much the likeness in terms of looks, but they want to be able to license the vocals of their artists to other artists without the red tape of paying for features. You have to look at it like this. It's like artists can charge whatever they want to charge for features, and sometimes the labels didn't share in that fee. It didn't share in that income, but then, they would have to charge you something on the back end, depending on your relationship with the label. So now what they want to do is they want to make it so that songs can be, easily done. So if I wanted a feature with, say, for example, I wanted a feature with Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying? And I reach out to Universal and they be like, all right, go ahead. Use the AI model for Mariah. Boom, she's on my hook. You know what I'm saying? I get to use the likeness. It's not actually Mariah, but I get to use the sound or whatever like Mariah to kind of do what it do. And of course, if it blows up, they'll get paid on it. For them, it's just another way to control what's in the marketplace and to have their finger on a percentage of what blows up. What they do not want, that's what, if you notice what they're doing is they're removing a lot of stuff from the charts and stuff like that. They don't want the songs to blow up that are AI generated before they can get their fingers and hooks into it. So that's why they're doing everything they can to make sure the records don't chart, to make sure that they're pulling them off playlists, so forth and so on, until all of the labels have deals in place so that they can profit off of it. Because you're not supposed to be the one to get all the money. This is the game, folks. Just make sure that you understand what the game is. But I'm going to put you on game, man. You know what I'm saying? There's still more than one way to eat, you know what I mean? But that's how they want to play it. So, just make sure we're paying attention to that. Producers have to pay attention to what's changing. Suno what's changing things is making stuff go a lot faster. You have to make sure you're implementing these things into your workflow. You have to be able to create at a much, much, much faster pace in order to keep track or keep on pace. And basically what's going to happen is that you're going to see a lot of music flood the market. It may dilute the pool a little bit, but, the real stuff will, rise to the top. You know what I mean? So you just got to stay steadfast and make sure that we continue to work. You know what I mean, folks? Because if you guys think about it like this, think about the disruption in technology, like with Napster. If you're old enough to remember Napster, please raise your hand in the chat. If you are old enough to remember when Napster came on the scene, please raise your hand in the chat. If you're old enough to remember when people had like LimeWire and file sharing and bear share and all that other good stuff, right? I don't know if they'll drop real people. You know what I'm saying? I think what with more AI is going to come with more people are going to want more personal connection. I think if you have AI without COVID, and I know people are going to say, what do you mean when you say that? If you have AI without COVID, meaning if you didn't have the lockdown and you didn't have that isolation period and all those type of things, I think AI would be a lot more pervasive in terms of, being able to replace people. You know what I mean? I think now that we've gone through that isolation period, I think people are more looking for more community, and I don't think that it's going to be as pervasive or move as fast as they may have anticipated, especially when we talk about the replacement of folks. What you have to realize is that we're still very much a people economy. So until they can find a way to get the people paid, keep people at work, and don't destroy entire industries, you're going to see them slow walking some things. You know what I mean? You're going to see some things getting slow walked. But if you're old enough to remember the Napster, the MP3 movement, and all those things when that technology was released and the whole industry went crazy, what are we going to do with MP3s? Blah 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 blah. And then iTunes came along, right? iPod came along, said, hey, take the MP3s, we'll sell it for $1 a piece, and we're good to go. To be honest, that probably was the best model, right? Like $1 per song. You know what I mean? That probably was the best model. To go to the 0.003 cent per stream now became a little bit, but the dollar per stream was probably pretty good. But you remember how that worked, and you remember how they sued Napster and all this stuff, and they did all this stuff to stop Sean Fanning and those guys from really, moving along. The lawsuits are just to see if they can get control, man. The lawsuits was never to stop the technology. You know what I'm saying? That was never the play for them to stop Suno. They never wanted to stop Suno. Suno removes the exorbitant cost of studio. It removes it. It removes that cost. It removes it. So, I know the labels are salivating for this thing. Okay, they're salivating for it. They're salivating for the opportunity to take songs and to have songs done like quickly and cheap. You know what I mean? But imagine if you can use your best vocalists and your best voices for that. You know what I mean? So you know how this thing goes, man. So at the end of the day, I would encourage everybody to make sure that we're, staying versed on it as we get into our community. You'll see me start to introduce different tools. I do want my folks to be versed in it. I do want folks to understand what's happening with it. Whether or not you decide you want to use it, that's up to you. But I want to make sure that we're doing different platforms. Yeah, I know I knew it was Large Professor. I looked at that and I said, 8 Professor? I said, I know it's Large Professor. Shout out to you, bro. But this is where we are with it. You know what I mean? Folks got to make sure that they're jumping into this thing. And like I said, some of the songs that are coming through with the songs that are coming through with AI are like, they're extraordinary, and they're doing things that I never would have thought possible. So I would tell folks to, just make sure that you're paying great attention to what's happening. And of course, before I get out of here, I'm going to play a few things for people who haven't heard or may have heard. But I'm going to play a few records that, that we will be, coming out pretty soon. If y'all haven't checked out Cody yet, make sure y'all checking it out. Now on all platforms. Well, not this song yet, but Cody.
Arkatech Beatz.
Tired of the heartache, tired of the heartbreak, for all of the things that we go through. This what I get for loving you. Tired of the heartache, tired of the heartbreak, for all of the things that we go through. This what I get for loving you. Never will fight again. Always thought we'd be just friends. Thought that we'd be together for the time we see. Never wanted to be with this. Couldn't understand a thing. And I wanna know why we're not together. Why we're not together. Let's go. Tired of the heartbreak. Tired of the heartbreak. Tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through. This what I get for loving you. Tired of the heartache. Tired of the heartbreak. For all of the things that we go through. This what I get for loving you. the heartache, tired of the heartbreak, for all of the things that we go through. This what I get for loving you.
Arkatech Beatz.
What do you do when the love's that good? Every single inch is working like it should. What's a girl to do when a man's that fine? Feeling like a diamond, shining all the time. When he says he wants me, baby, don't you know? It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, hey, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. What do you do when the love's that good? Working like it should. What's a girl to do when a man's that fine? Shining all the time. When he says he wants me, baby, don't you know? It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you. No, it drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you,
Brandy, huh? I need that.
Arkatech
Shout out to y'all, man.
Beatz.
I'm about to jump out of the live, but I will be back on tomorrow night, but I'm going to get on earlier. We back in this thing, man. We're going to count down into Christmas, man. Look, the labels are in business, man. Like, this is the thing, man. You see something happening, we have to stop moving so slow, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to stop moving so slow. And I think what happens is that if you miss enough waves, right? If you miss the .com wave, if you missed like the Amazon wave, right? Meaning like you had the opportunity to invest in early Amazon and didn't. You had the opportunity to invest in early Apple and didn't. And then you say you had an opportunity to invest in Bitcoin and you didn't. And then you got an opportunity now to jump into AI, right? And you know, people are too busy going back and forth. And I'm just trying to tell heads like, listen, don't even think about that. Don't let this gravy train leave the station too, and then you didn't get anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've seen it all. I've seen all these things. It's just, and the key here is to be an early adopter. You got to be an early adopter, man. You got to be an early adopter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't know, then you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't understand, like, you know, a lot of people didn't understand, like, what's digital currency? What's Ethereum? You know, oh, well, we got to go on the blockchain. Oh, we got to do this. And how do we take our money in, and how do we jump on this? And we have to do this, and we got to do proxies, and we got to do all this type of stuff. Yeah, they make it convoluted, and they make it like that so that you can't get to the bread. That's the game. The game is to make it confusing so you can't get to the money. You know what I'm saying? So in this instance, when we're talking about AI in music, listen, I'm gonna walk y'all through this thing, man. I'm probably older than a ton of y'all, and I'm not even running from the game. I'm not running from it because I understand that this, again, is going to be one of those waves that if you miss it, you're going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? So we got to position ourselves to be able to win when this thing is going. Yeah, we gotta find it. We gotta be able to hustle around it, but not even so much hustle around it. I think the people who are like the people who are musically inclined, who take the time to learn AI appropriately, their music will be superior to the folks who are just doing music, just prompting. You know what I'm saying? Because you will understand the nuance, or you'll be able to articulate the differences. And I think that is why, if you ever go on like sites like Midjourney and stuff, and you see guys that are prompting stuff that are photographers, guys that are really good photographers that are doing prompts, their prompts are a lot more intricate because they have that background, right? So they know the jargon that's related to what it would make to have a better prompt, right? They know what it is to do 3-point lighting. They know what color temperatures are. They know what f-stops are. They know what focal lengths are and things like that. So they know how to incorporate those things into their prompts rather. And then their outputs are going to be superior to yours. That's the reality of the situation. So, the people who are experiencing this music thing, if they embrace it and they embrace it early enough, and if they're able to understand what needs to be done, then you'll be able to do your thing. So we're gonna get through this thing, man. One way at a time. One way or another. We're gonna get through this thing, man. But I'm about to jump up out of here. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace, man. Be safe.
Arkatech